Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my #1 Sentai Gozyuger episode commentary and reviews. This time it's episode 22, Benefit, Annoyance. This is how to save money. And remember, if you do enjoy what you see, please remember to like and subscribe. It just means a lot for a small channel like this. Anyway, let's get on with the episode. The episode opens with Hiroro staggering into the Taiga Village cafe, complaining of the heat. Explaining to Kinjiro that after a job interview, he got off the train 3 stops early in order to save money, much to Samino's amusement. Meanwhile, in the No.1 world, Bouquet is praying to her Rikuo shrine to protect Fire Candle, and when she explains this to Mr. Shining Knife and Mr. Sweetcake what she's doing, they agree his behaviour has changed, but they think it's down to the current heatwave. Back in the normal world, Fire Candle approaches a fried chicken van and demands the seller's ring, who vanishes from the van, appearing behind Fire Candle, saying disrupting business is a crime, before engaging and becoming Go Buster Red. Using his super speed, he dashes around Fire Candle, who transforms into Shinken Red, and as Red Buster comes in for an attack, Fire Candle takes him out in a single hit and takes the ring, while saying he still needs more power as something awakens deep beneath the water as we go to the opening credits. After the credits, we join Rikuo, who's trying to call someone, before he's spoken to by a cloaked person who turns out to be the person Rikuo is calling, Ray. As Rikuo says he has some questions, Ray stops him and admits he is the one who's taken Otto. Elsewhere, a woman is complaining about the heat, but as she tries to put on the air conditioning, she's stopped by a No1, who tells her, "You gotta save on the power bill," before appearing to others, stopping a guy drinking to save on water, telling people to save on fabric while ripping off their sleeves and handing them fans, and ripping a bus stop out of the ground, saying bus travel was too luxurious, and telling people to run and save money. But as he chases them, he's stopped by the 4 Gozyugers. As he introduces himself to them as No.1 World Saving #1, the Rangers smile and put Hiroro forward as their savings expert, who quickly accepts. As the battle starts, we jump to Kinjiro in the bath, but as he's about to add hot water, Hiroro appears and throws bottles in to raise the water level. Next we go to Samino, who wants a fresh ketchup bottle, but with plenty of shaking, Hiroro makes more come out. And as Ryuji is shopping for some bento, Hiroro tells him to only go for ones with a discount sticker on them. But as Kinjiro states he must have it rough, the No.1 monster says he isn't impressed and you should just apply discount stickers yourself. But while Hiroro is momentarily impressed, Ryuji points out it's a crime. Back in the park, the monster goes on to say he's saving for a dream, like his dream of being declared #1 by his queen. But when he asks what Hiroro's dream is and gets no answer, he calls him cheap, which quite literally floors Hiroro, as the monster goes off to repair the bus stop. Back with Rikuo, the pair are still talking, and Ray says how Rikuo idolised him so much back in the day, he even copied his eye colour. Rikuo tries to change the subject and asks for Otto to be freed, but Ray says it was hanging around with Rikuo that sent him down the wrong path, showing a massive scar on his arm, saying shouldn't Rikuo now be saving him? As he opens a tin and takes a pill from it, saying there is something he can do for him. Back at the cafe, Hiroro's still in shock over being called cheap, as the others wonder if they could save money. But Samino lives the luxury life, Kinjiro just doesn't want to anymore, and Ryuji is too much of a rich boy to know how. As Kamade appears, but it turns out he doesn't even know the meaning of saving. But as Hiroro gets up and calls himself a cheapskate, the landlady and her son talk to him, and she reminds him of when he first moved in, and he was eating bread crusts, and she flavoured them like fried buns for him, before telling him he always looked like he enjoyed saving money, as he realises he forgot the most important thing about saving money. Back with the No.1 monster, It's figured out the ultimate way to save is to take out all the humans. And as the Britons approach the crowd, they cry out and try to flee as they're attacked. But the Gozyugers quickly appear to save the people. As Herrero appears to the No.1 and explains his pride in saving and saying it's its own reward, as he transforms and we get the announcer and cheerleaders. As the pair fight, the others take on the Britons as Fire Candle approaches and, using the powers of Flashman and Go Busters, launches a fast fire attack at Herrero, who just manages to avoid it. As the other Gozyugers take on Fire Candle, Herrero fights with the No.1, who says the gold Tiger Sword is far too flashy and removes it. But, fighting hand to hand, Herrero seems even stronger, and when the monster tries a 50% off attack, Herrero grabs the labels and puts them on the monster, weakening it by 50%. And as his Tiger Sword returns, performs Finish Finger, freeing the lady inside. As the monster asks for a finishing attack so he can have a flashy ending, Herrero says he's saving it, and walks away as the monster explodes with a pop. And we get winner, Goju Wolf. Joining the others, Herrero uses his Bukenjuring to hit Fire Candle with a quick setting cement attack. But he breaks free in his rage and calls out for more power. And the thing from beneath the water responds to him. And despite Goju Polar's warning, Fire Candle uses Orca Booster to power up his Sentai suit and fights off the Rangers before blasting at them and fighting them all off, as Rikuo finally arrives, surprising everyone as he quietly apologises and shoots at Goju Polar. And as Herrero asks what he's doing, he points his weapon at Goju Red as the episode ends in a standoff. Well, that's definitely on a cliffhanger and kind of unexpected, with Rikuo betraying everyone like that all of a sudden. I'm sure we'll find out what that's about next week, probably, or next month, or next round. 10 episodes time. We don't always find stuff out, but finally we actually get to see another Universe Warrior. We got to see the Go Busters guy for all of about 30 seconds, but at least we got to see them. Fire Candle's obviously on a hunt, and yeah, he got Go Busters, which now, it's interesting that he's using the rings, which is giving him extra power up. So he had the fireball and the speed up, so he did the lightning fast fireball move. I like that. How many rings is he going to use? And be like another one, super combo moves. And of course, now he's got the Orca blaster, or whatever it was called. Wow. So obviously it's going to be another mode for Tiger Sword. Probably going to be way out my price range again. But hey, I am saving number one. Because obviously, I can relate to her in this one. Saving is important. And of course, for me specifically, at the moment, I'm saving because I'm getting this guy. For those of you who are following on my build videos, this guy is just absolutely brilliant. But it's so expensive. And I quite literally have just paid out again for pack 8, which is now on its way. So, look at these beautiful metal pieces, light up parts. I am really loving this model. But I got to save to be able to afford it. And yeah, that's this episode. So I can relate to this episode a hell of a lot more than I could that Garyu Girls or whatever it was, a couple of weeks ago. I don't think many people were that convinced by that one. But this time, the saving, I mean, some of it was a bit like throwing bottles into your bath. I mean, when he was saying I need to add more hot water, I was thinking, oh, he wants to heat the bath up some more because he's been in there so long it's gotten cold. Adding bottles in isn't going to help that. And also with like Western bars, like our bath styles, you got the hole at the end. So as soon as it gets up to a decent height, it starts like going down the overflow, which is annoying because baths are just too small these days. They do it to save water, but it's just so you want to like relax and soak, and you're only half covered. Well, that probably helps if you're not a fat bastard. But you know, the bento boxes. I mean, hey, save even more money. Make it yourself, because that works out even cheaper. Like classic like UK staple for lunches these days, and lunch deals is wraps. Now I can spend what pounds for a pack of 8 wraps, and then a little bit of money for some filling. So, but instead of buying a single wrap for like £3, I think they are now, I can spend £5, £6 and have enough for 8. So you can save a lot more than just waiting for them to put the discount stickers on. Although, yeah, I used to work retail. The people that wait for the discount stickers are vultures. They are violent. They are aggressive. Like the second you put like that label on the product, you're liable to lose a finger if you keep your hand there too long. They are vultures. Even if you go out back, label everything up out there, and then bring it out, you basically got to just throw the trolley at them and let them fight it out, because they are just ridiculously aggressive and they will grab everything they can. I have literally seen fights over that. So the discount stickers, PTSD. PTSD for that. But yeah, so like I say, we got to see Go Buster and his like speed and all the rest of it. And oh yeah, the fact they included Let's Morphing. Or was it? They either said Let's Morphing or It's Morphing Time. They are so good to hear that. I've not long since finished Go Busters. Well, I think I've watched a couple of seasons since then, but Go Busters is still fresh in my mind because it was earlier this year. So yeah, the whole Let's Morphing, It's Morphing Time, Let's Morphing. I still love that. And of course, it's a nod to Power Rangers, which I grew up on it. I grew up on Power Rangers before coming to Sentai as an adult, so you've got the nostalgia there. As for the rest of the episodes, the fact that Rikuo did have the grey eyes, it wasn't like a mistake or anything. But he was doing it to copy this guy who now admits he's kidnapped Otto, but won't tell us why. I mean, yeah, and now he wants Rikuo to betray everyone? That's kind of weird. I don't get that, but hey, I'm sure it's going to be like, answers eventually. I mean, it's only taken us 22 episodes to get to this point, so who knows? But anyway, those are my thoughts on the episode. I'm looking forward to episode 23 because not only do they need to fight Goju Leon, but they're still trying to fight a powered up Shinken Red / Fire Candle, and using the Orca booster thing because it's given him. That's the other thing. It's given him that white cloak that they used in Shinkenja when they powered up. I love it. I love it. If they sort of like do things like power up into Deca Ranger and then use the Orca booster, will they get like the Battleizer or the upgraded suits like on top of their stuff instead of it just being normal? You know, there's a lot of possibilities for that. There's a lot of possibilities. I don't know if they'll do it, but they could. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week.